Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon. If you can't wait for Landman Season 2, watch Jason Bateman's gritty crime drama from 8 years ago. Though it has been renewed for a second season, Taylor Sheridan's Landman is still a long way away, but fans of the crime drama can watch Jason Bateman's 4-season thriller on Netflix while they wait. Landman Season 2 was confirmed just weeks after the ending of Landman Season 1, but it still won't be here for a while. Taylor Sheridan has several other upcoming shows and movies to focus on in the meantime, and it will take time to film, edit, and publicize Landman Season 2. The earliest predictions for Landman Season 2's release date are likely early 2026. With Landman likely months if not years away, there's a large hole in many viewers' watch lists. Nothing can perfectly replicate Landman's unique blend of sarcastic humor, family drama, crime thrills, and Taylor Sheridan's love of all things Western. Even Taylor Sheridan's other shows, like Yellowstone and its spin-offs, can't fully replace Billy Bob Thornton's sense of humor or Landman's gritty take on the oil industry. However, this 2017 crime thriller starring Jason Bateman on Netflix comes the closest to being a replacement for Landman ahead of Season 2. Anyone who liked Landman for its focus on crime and complex family dynamics is almost guaranteed to like Netflix's Ozark. Ozark follows Marty Byrde, Jason Bateman, and his family as they relocate to the Lake of the Ozarks in Missouri, after Marty is forced to use his skills as a financial advisor to launder $500 million, all while trying to keep his family from falling apart. Right off the bat, Marty sounds extremely similar to Tommy Norris. They're both men who are very good at their jobs who get roped into working for a cartel, all while balancing a very delicate family life. Despite both being gritty crime dramas, however, both Ozark and Landman have their moments of dark humor. Landman is certainly more overtly funny, as Billy Bob Thornton's sarcastic wit shines through in every episode, but Jason Bateman's drier humor can really infect even the most grim Ozark scenes as well. More broadly, both Ozark and Landman take place in little-featured, remote parts of the American South, and they use their settings tremendously well. Plus, it's hard to overstate just how similar Marty and Tommy are, especially when they're in over their heads and dealing with an absurd amount of stress. Ozark does have its moments of humor, but they often seem unintentional because Ozark is an incredibly bleak and grim show. By the ending of Ozark Season 4, Marty's entire family has been torn apart at the seams by his life of crime. Countless, mostly innocent people had been murdered, and the characters of Ozark did some truly awful things. Every episode of Ozark feels like the end of Breaking Bad or The Sopranos, when the main characters' mistakes started coming back to bite them in tragically ironic fashion. From start to finish, Ozark is a brutal and dark look at crime. Landman, on the other hand, seems cheery by comparison. There are certainly dark moments in Landman Season 1, from Galino's, Andy Garcia, entrance to the many workplace accidents at the oil rigs, but none of them really compared to Ozark. Landman is also much more explicitly a comedy thriller than Ozark is, and a big part of its appeal is the way Tommy can break up dramatic tension with a well-timed joke. The best contrast between the shows is the family stories. Tommy brings his family back together and starts to heal in Landman, while Marty rips his family apart in Ozark. There is, however, still a chance that Landman could get closer to Ozark's darker tone. Landman Season 2 already looks like it's going to put Tommy in darker situations than Season 1 did, as he'll be forced to work directly with the cartel rather than trying to ignore them. There's also bound to be more tension in his family life, as the growing stress of his job interferes with his relationship with Angela, Ellie Larter, and Ainsley, Michelle Randolph. Cooper, Jacob Laughlin, is also going to be a direct competitor to Tommy and M-Tex, which should cause even more strife. Ozark may be the perfect preparation for Landman Season 2 after all. With the adrenaline rush of Landman Season 1 still coursing through your veins, the wait for Season 2 might feel downright torturous. Taylor Sheridan's West Texas oil boom drama has redefined modern Western storytelling, blending raw ambition, moral compromise, and backroom deals into one addictive package. But if you're pacing the floor, thirsting for more power plays, moral ambiguity, and characters who live in the gray areas of life, there's a hidden gem from 8 years ago that might just tide you over: Jason Bateman's Ozark. Yes, Ozark, that tense, atmospheric, slow-burn thriller that first hit Netflix in 2017, is the gritty, cerebral fix your Landman-loving heart needs. While it's not set in the oil fields of Texas, but rather the murky lakes of Missouri, it delivers the same kind of emotional intensity, moral complexity, and sharp storytelling that fans of Landman crave. From oil rigs to money laundering, the core conflict. At the heart of both Landman and Ozark lies the American hustle, stories of people driven to survive, to thrive, and sometimes to destroy. Where Landman chronicles the fortunes and failures tied to Texas oil, Ozark dives deep into the world of high-stakes money laundering. Jason Bateman stars as Marty Bird, a financial advisor who is forced to relocate his family to the Ozarks after a drug cartel deal goes terribly wrong. His mission? Launder millions of dollars or die trying. Just like in Landman, where morality is a sliding scale and power can corrupt even the well-meaning, Marty navigates an underworld of criminal enterprises, corrupt politicians, and increasingly dangerous decisions. It's that same gritty, atmospheric tension, where every choice has weight and every mistake could be fatal, that makes both shows compelling. Jason Bateman's Career Reinvention Masterclass. If you only know Jason Bateman from Arrested Development or romantic comedies, Ozark will leave your jaw on the floor. With this role, Bateman reinvented himself as a powerhouse dramatic actor and a skilled director. His portrayal of Marty Bird is nothing short of magnetic, a man whose calm, analytical mind hides a storm of anxiety and desperation. Like Landman's morally complex figures, Marty is no hero, but he's also not a villain. He's a man forced to operate in a broken system, doing whatever it takes to keep his family safe and his enemies at bay. Bateman also directed several of Ozark's most pivotal episodes, setting a moody, tightly coiled tone that never lets you relax. If you admired Landman's mix of high-stakes drama and grounded realism, Bateman's creative vision in Ozark will feel like home. A ruthless landscape, human drama. Both Landman and Ozark use their settings as living, breathing characters. In Landman, West Texas is unforgiving, sun-scorched, and bubbling with black gold and corruption. In Ozark, the misty, blue-toned lakes are eerie and isolating, concealing crimes just below the surface. In both shows, the environment is part of the pressure cooker. Characters don't just fight each other, they fight their surroundings, the rules of the game, and the inevitable consequences of their choices. You'll find the same brooding, slow-burn aesthetic in Ozark that Landman fans love, especially if you're drawn to the cinematic grit and morally ambiguous atmosphere that defined Sheridan's storytelling. Characters you can't stop watching. What makes Ozark exceptional, and what will resonate most with Landman fans, is the character work. Marty and his wife Wendy, played brilliantly by Laura Linney, evolve in real time, shaped and scared by every impossible decision they make. Wendy's transformation from reluctant housewife to political manipulator is particularly jaw-dropping, offering the kind of layered, powerful female character that would fit perfectly in the Landman universe. But it's Julia Garner's performance as Ruth Langmore that steals the show. A sharp-tongued local with a tragic backstory and unmatched cunning, Ruth becomes both ally and adversary, often in the same episode. Her arc is one of television's most memorable and will hit you in the gut in the same way Landman's best character beats do. If you appreciated the complexity of Landman's supporting characters, Ruth is your next obsession. Stakes, suspense, and morality. Like Landman, Ozark never lets its characters rest. The birds must navigate rival cartels, federal investigations, local crime families, and their own deteriorating marriage. Each season ratchets up the stakes, layering betrayals, near deaths, and moral compromises until you're not sure what right or wrong even means anymore. That same ethical ambiguity is what makes both shows so bingeable. In Landman, you may find yourself rooting for people who bend or break the law in pursuit of something bigger, legacy, loyalty, or survival. Ozark thrives on that same gray zone, where there are no easy answers and justice, if it comes at all, comes at a cost.